Here's the thing that will blow your mind about learning the ankle technique. Most drummers think the hardest part is getting their right foot dialed in, or maybe training that lazy left foot to finally keep up. But nope, the real nightmare, the point where most people give up, is this. It's trying to get both feet to work together cleanly. It's almost like juggling two basketballs at the same time. Your brain's like, okay, I got this one, and then you add the second, and suddenly you are flailing. And I've seen this with most of my students. The right foot is cruising, left foot is coming along, but the second they try to put them together, chaos. Timing goes out of the window, ankles start to freak out, total mess. So if that sounds familiar, don't worry, you are not broken. You're just stuck in the exact same spot where almost everyone else gives up. So today I'm going to show you 3 simple exercises. These are designed to make this transition from playing with each foot separately to playing with both feet way easier for you. So before we jump into the fun stuff, let's make sure you're actually ready for this. You need to be able to play the ankle technique with each foot separately for long stretches. No tension, no fatigue. I'm talking relaxed upper leg, your weight resting on the pedals, no muscle strain. If it feels like a difficult workout, then you're not there yet. And here's the kicker, both feet need to be locked in at the exact same tempo. If your right foot is clean at 190, but your left foot taps out at 180, for example, then you're not ready yet. You've got to meet in the middle, otherwise this won't work. Think about it like this. If you can only dribble one basketball smoothly, while the other one's bouncing all over the place, you're definitely not gonna be ready to dribble both in time. That one shared tempo, it could be 170, 180, or even 190, whatever your sweet spot is what we'll use in exercise 3 later in this video, so keep that number in mind. Now, before we start with the first exercise, let me show you a little trick that will save you a ton of frustration. We like to call this the pre-tension. Sounds fancy, but it's actually that simple. All you want to do is slightly squeeze your calf muscle to lift your heel and hold it. This puts the beater just in front of the bass drum head, or the kick drum pad in this case, or maybe even resting on it depending on your pedal settings. This is your starting position for the ankle technique. Makes it way easier to start in time. One thing that's also really important is that when you are getting into the ready position like this, make sure that your upper leg is completely relaxed. So you always want the weight of your upper and lower leg on the pedals. Don't lift it like this. The weight has to be on the pedals at all times. So let's start with exercise number 1. This one is about locking in that first basketball before you try bouncing 2 at the same time. So start with your right foot playing eighth notes. Ankle technique, nice and relaxed. Then after a couple of bars, throw in your left foot to turn it into 16th notes. Then after a couple of bars, drop the left foot out again. Back to right foot only. Repeat that loop a few times. And here's actually where most people mess this up. They add the left foot too early, so before the right foot actually is locked in with the click track. Don't be that person. This drill teaches your left foot when to join in, and it helps you feel what it's like when both feet actually start working together. And yes, use the pre-tension before you add in the left foot. Raise your heels, hold it for a second, and then start playing with both feet. Please also be aware that in the beginning, you won't be playing tight 16th notes right away. If your left foot starts too early or is too late, then don't worry. Just stop with your left while your right foot keeps going. Then, whenever you're ready, add your left foot in again. Alright, now here's the second exercise that helps you combine both feet to play double bass. In this one, we're gonna mess with your muscle memory on purpose. I know, sounds a bit backwards, but trust me, it works. So exercise 2 is all about switching back and forth between eighth notes and 16 notes and switching techniques while you do it. So I recommend using the flat foot technique for the eighth notes and the ankle technique for the 16 notes. So let's say you're comfortable using the ankle technique at 190 BPM with each foot separately. And that's your starting tempo for this exercise. So now play a few bars of eighth notes using the flat foot technique and then shift to the ankle technique for the 16 notes. It's like dribbling two basketballs first at a really slow tempo, followed by dribbling both basketballs twice as fast. The goal here is to teach your feet to switch techniques without falling apart. By the way, switching between flat foot and ankle technique does take some time getting used to, especially in the beginning. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. But now, just imagine trying to master 4 or 5 different foot techniques at once. Heel toe, swivel, heel down, all of that. And learning how to switch between all those different techniques cleanly, that's a total nightmare. And that's the reason why I like to keep it simple. Just 2 techniques, flat foot and ankle. Way easier to master, way less overwhelming, and still gets you all the results you're after. Alright, on to exercise number 3. This is the one. The exercise that separates the players who break through from the ones who burn out. Remember those basketballs I keep talking about? Time to bounce them both. And look, I know this might not be the kind of exercise most drum teachers would recommend. They'll tell you to always start slow, stay perfectly controlled, and only move on once everything is locked in at an extremely slow tempo. But I'm just being honest with you. This next exercise is what worked best for me personally and for almost all of my students. I'm not here to follow the crowd or keep other drum teachers happy. I'm here to show you what actually gets results. And for us, that's this next drill. This is the one that changed everything for me. Here's how it works. Start at your most comfortable tempo when using the ankle technique. Before you start, set both feet in the pre-tension, beaters ready, ankles loaded. And then without overthinking, just start to play. Right, left, ankle technique, just playing single strokes. Now here comes the chaos. It will feel okay for a few seconds, but then suddenly your feet start to drift. At one point, your feet will start flamming. Then at one point, both will hit at the exact same time, unisons. Then back to playing flams again, maybe followed by some regular single strokes. That's not a mistake. That's what happens when your brain's learning something new. It's exactly like trying to dribble 2 basketballs evenly for the first time. One hits a bit earlier, the other lags. That's exactly what's going on when your feet are shifting between singles, flams and unison strokes. But here's the magic. If you just keep going, stay focused on the ankle technique and don't panic, at one point your feet will start to self-correct. You'll drift back into clean singles. And when that happens, my friend, you'll feel it immediately. It's way lighter, smoother feel and more connected. That's the moment where it all starts to click. It stops being 2 feet fighting each other and becomes one smooth, controlled flow, like dribbling 2 basketballs perfectly in time.